right, so thank God it's Saturday and you're right in the studios of Rajab Media and Ashanti Media. Today happens to be Saturday, and rest in peace to all gone souls. Yamin Famina Mokra NCA. Mr. Emmanuel Beko, Oton Tompabwa, Wube Ura de Shema Marketino, Foko 2000 bookshop, Nimwana, Oton Tompabwa, pay what that's our shiny papa. Or Shayankasa. I was about to come on social media. No, so man can't know me buananina and say, you were speaker Bagbin. New ruling now what the buy a Supreme Court and so the nedia buy aqua crash say grind Emma one more certain crown went to me and said Antanasi ye outcomes speaker Bagbin Babe Casse hey Mr. Ramomina taking me order I'm taking this issue will be anti son yet now what now pay by I was a my John Parliament indefinitely anytime I'm pay I met me up for that and no and nana Akomea of NPP New Patriotic Party. What should I say? Who the hell are you to disrespect our Supreme Court? Who the hell are you now? Who born dog to disobey the Supreme Court? Say Supreme Court ya kase. One more free abine mumra sebelwe fiho. Wamum joining a binding beam, Wamum Parliament, na yen Supreme Court for supremacy. Yet take a decision we are na the mobile na maye na Speaker Bagbin. One more to say this time will behave to say Ashanti king, but he can't want me. One more as well behave to say Ashanti king, but want me because one must speak a Jumana one casa grab can speak a Bagbin. One must speak a Jumana can't tell now a shiny lazy now while Bona him tenia the idea Busia young country. And an Akomea say, who the hell are you? Speaker Ashanti will be into Mrs. Sano. Entino the omo yeno enye enne na nyoma bia bafo anka Supreme Court shamra na speaker etimika se Supreme Court shamra ntino monfra me nso me lawyer mame na ebusua it is total something else yankonkotie na Akomea mra e ba beto so dia ma.
And we come to talk about Parliament and what is going on is used all kinds of things. And you are watching him go on that tangent. The instances that Samuel Kujeto mentioned, the instance of Kofi Ashanti, and the instance of Wayo Seni, are those instances the same as we have today? Are they the same? Are they the same? Kofi Ashanti's time, even from his own narration in the Hansard about Kofi Ashanti writing that I'm leaving my seat, I'm leaving the party, I'm going out, and about Wayo Seni say I'm leaving. Are they the same circumstances that we have today? So even those instances that you quote cannot be sustained. Because you even quoted the actions they took to inform Parliament officials that we have left. Are they the same? Rather, the one that is more relevant, the precedent that is more relevant, is Michael Tenyon of the NDC. He declared that he was going to go independent, and he stayed in Parliament throughout. Alive? You don't know of that precedent. Selectivity, that's what you're doing. Selectivity. In Michael Tenyon, he didn't write to Parliament.
Selectivity on the part of the
instances that he's given. He is giving the instances of Kofi Ashanti and Wayo Seni,
okay,
which are not even appropriate because the circumstances are totally different. Like I'm saying to you, Kofi Ashanti wrote to say, I'm leaving this Parliament. I'm no more going to be part of this Parliament. I'm leaving. And Wayo Seni to say, says, I'm leaving. Is it the same situation that we have today? And I'm saying that the closer precedent is Tenyon. When he said that he was going to go independent in the next election, And he stayed in Parliament for the rest of the tenure. I like. That's a closer precedent. And I'm surprised that with all the tomes of a Hansard that he's brought, he couldn't find Tenyano in there. There is the double standard. And you know, Samuel Agyeta was going on about hypocrisy, and I'm like, when is he going to wake up and smell the coffee? You can't talk about hypocrisy. The NDC in the Formena one of their stalwarts, one of Samuel Agyeta's senior collaborators, Ayariga, my good friend, he said that the Speaker Okwe's ruling, even at that time, the NPP party, the Formena MP, what's his name? Siama. His party had written that he was no more a member of their party. Even then, Ayariga said that it shouldn't lie in the mouth of the party, it should lie in the mouth of the individual to indicate whether he's left or not. And that the man should go to court to challenge Speaker Okwe's decision. He didn't go to court. But today you have somebody like Ayariga. Now that the court action has been triggered to set the position correctly, he's calling the Supreme Court judges as people questioning their legal knowledge. You have Samuel Agyeta doing the same hypocrisy, calling the Supreme Court names. Look at the words that he used again, and you were not afraid. You wouldn't stop him. Huh?
Did I not?
You didn't.
I did.
What did you do?
I asked him, he can't call them that. I didn't hear.
Really?
Yes.
And what happened?
And he didn't continue.
And what happened?
You didn't hear that I did.
No, what happened?
And he stopped.
Really?
Yes.
Annie,
Okay.
Don't
Anyway, but let me go on.
misconstrue
Now,
anything.
Now, listen.
I stated facts.
Can I?
Guy who was a member of the
You said I shouldn't interrupt. Please. Stick by your own standards.
Was the MPP parliamentary candidate.
I
did not withdraw that. So, Annie, I'm just correcting the records. I stated
but
that and I stand by it. Yeah, I stand by everything I said.
It's a
statement of fact.
When I try to engage you a little bit,
I'm not engaging you. I'm engaging
you
the
slammed me down. You said it's needless. You don't need it. Even when Andy was asking you to say no. Why can't you live by your own standards? Huh? You see even here you are exhibiting double standards. Even here. You said I should take it easy and let you make your point. And yet you won't let me. Don't do that. When you said this, and I live by it more. Now, I'm saying he's exhibiting the same hypocrisy and double standard that Ayariga and he has called the Supreme Court, he said the Supreme Court has been bastardized. And that the panel is a prejudiced panel, and that they've taken the Supreme Court to utter ridicule. He used those words on the Supreme Court this morning. Now, what does the Supreme Court do? They are just doing their work. That's all. They are not doing anything outside their mandate. In fact, the Supreme Court hasn't even given a ruling. Have they? Have they given a ruling on the matter? They're saying that, okay, we'll consider the matter. In the meantime, because the matter has been brought to us, the status quo should remain. Isn't that what the Supreme Court has said, Annie? That's what they've said. They haven't said we are for this or for that. They said, and it's normal. Anytime you take a matter to court, action is stayed and the status quo is maintained, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And for this, Agyeta is describing them as, reducing the court to ridicule. That they bastardized the court. That is a prejudiced panel. When the Supreme Court or the courts rule and they like it, they come and sit here and praise the court to the high heavens.
All right.
Remember when the Supreme Court ruled in the matter of Atufosin? What Agyeta and his collaborators didn't say and do. When the same courts say something that they don't like, they are reducing the court to ridicule.
Okay.
There is a bastardized court. It's a prejudiced panel. And all of that.
Okay.
I haven't finished. 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
And they say that one former justice Atuguba says the Supreme Court shouldn't be invited. Is he the one to make that judgment? It's just his opinion. Leave it for the Supreme Court. When he was on the Supreme Court, was he going to take directions from people outside the court? So if you believe that there should be a high court, let the Supreme Court make that call, not you. So it's a matter of just his opinion. You can't come here and tell us that that is the opinion that all of us should look at. Now, in conclusion, he couldn't resist bringing in Akufo-Addo. That Akufo-Addo should have called Mahama at some point to do something. Today, you know the value of calling and consultation. NDC. When Mahama was president, did he ever call Akufo-Addo? You are here in this country. Did you know of one situation or one occasion where Mahama called Akufo-Addo that, come and let's talk about this matter? You see the double standards that these people exhibit on a daily basis. Yes, I'm concerned about the soldiers coming to Parliament on that day. I wasn't happy about it. Samuel Kujeto said that it could easily have been a military coup. The NDC, they have a penchant for military coup. I don't know why. Well, lest I forget, they came out of a military coup. So maybe that's why. Because, John Mahama himself, just a few weeks ago, was telling us that he was wondering why the military has not taken over. Just a few weeks ago, John Mahama himself. He said that the things that are happening today that he believes are not right, if they happened in the time that he was president, there would have been a military coup. So he's wondering why there is no military coup. And then my conclusion, and Sami, this is for your benefit, says that what have we done with the majority? And I mean, the same question Sami was asking, you should have been asking him those questions. If a majority is of no effect, and it's just majority and it's what you do with it, why is it that one and a half...
no effect. He didn't say it's of no effect.
What did he say?
He said, if you have the majority, what do you do with the majority?
Okay. Yeah. So if somebody hasn't done anything with the majority, barely 1 month to elections, what are you going to do with your majority? And what sorry, you're taking yourself and laugh all the time. If somebody hasn't done anything with their majority, like you are saying, in 1 month, what are you going to do with a majority? All this crumbling and all this fighting that we're having, all this tension, all this chaos, is because you want to be majority. Even when the court has ruled that the status quo should stay, you said no. You would disobey the courts. So in this instance, who wants to be majority? Who's bending over backwards and tripping over themselves to be majority? Who? Even when the Supreme Court says the status quo should be maintained, you are still saying no, you disobey the Supreme Court. And do you know the implications of disobeying the Supreme Court? The whole democracy is going to go down the tubes. You are risking that because you want to be majority. And you have the nerve to rather point fingers at some people. Let me conclude by showing you what these people did with the majority when they had it.
And our time is up.
This is my conclusion. And I'm reading to you the CDD Afro Barometer. In October 2014. And it says, and this is just 1.5 minutes. The latest CDD Afro Barometer confirms what have been expressed by several institutions and personalities about the horrible economic situation in Ghana today. The survey reports that 72% of Ghanaians thought that economic management under President Mahama is bad. 76% of Ghanaians felt that living standards under John Mahama have worsened. Another 76% thought that job creation under John Mahama was nil. 81% thought that the cost of living was unbearable.
This was which year?
2014, October. Afrobarometer. 76% felt that the gap between the rich was widening, and 82% felt that the country was headed in the wrong direction.
Okay.
Now, this is when you had the majority.
Okay.
And this is under John Mahama.
Okay. All right.
So this is actually what Nana Akomea of the New Patriotic Party what the etuja na what say abaimum penny for no trese kamia say wo ba no mrahye badwe fie ho a agoro no wo ho too much momotuwe mo ya minority majority wo ho adenti ena ebie firi mu a mudimrika kwa ko make rule ma kwa ko make dende what trese emfa eronti no wamo entutu wo no mayi na speaker wa he frɛ no wo mra na ye ntimi nye bi ndi nkomo abusua wo baso na wo so akyerɛ wadwen subscribe to a YouTube channel like na afisai share ma foforo mo nso echichi ene benche ye medin e de odoma nkomo ba na Kofi Mr and Mrs Adingo mo hwɛ live ewo breman some onati wona papa ya me nshira wo no yere papa yi wo wo bi ode bo wo ma wo pese mo tukwan papa wo pese wo tukwan a wo sine so obetimi alink wo di wa man panimfo bi mo ma boa wo ne ade papa yi tire so wo hwe channel no be se a wo hwe channel na wada wuruma mam me tip off mami high na me bolding na ma kire bibia wo ne ade na wate ase abusu ya me soro so na makomedin e de oduma nkomo ba na Kofi from Ashanti gudie makra